Hey everyone, it's Guardian back online. So I want to talk a little bit about a different topic today. I'm talking about the threat of a civil war breaking out in the UK within the next 5 years. A few days ago, I actually watched that interview between Andrew Gold and Professor David Betts. I think he's a professor at King's College London or something. And he was predicting that there's going to be a civil war that will break out, whether it be in the UK, in Germany, in France, in some European country, or even in the US as well, where there's going to be a civil war breaking out within the next 5 years. We may not even last until the next general election, if we ever have a general election in 2029. The way things are going, it's like, to say that the UK is a shithole would be an understatement. Like, we are going straight downhill, nosediving downhill into the deepest, darkest rungs of hell. Like, we're living in the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. It's like, whilst there's Islamists, raping our kids, and girls being treated, raped, sorry. There's violence breaking out everywhere in every town and city. And, the middle class, they live in a state of decadence. There's so much false information or misinformation being spread all across social media. The government don't support the native British public, and there's a lot going on. I think the Southport riots, the Ballymena riots, they're kind of a teaser trailer to what might actually break out in the near future, very, very near future, which would be so much more, in my view, it'd be a lot more violent and a lot more chaotic than what we saw during the Southport riots. I think what would trigger a civil war in the UK is not just one incident. It would be a multitude of consecutive incidents happening within a very short frame of time. And it's only a matter of time before we see things kick off. There's only so much you can do to suppress people's emotions, and we're already on the brink of our emotions boiling over. The general public, the British public, especially the working class. It only takes so much for a flip of a switch for the people to just kick off, to ignite the fire, for civil war to break out, whether it be mass riots, people throwing bricks all at once at the people in the Houses of Parliament, at the police, mass violence and chaos on the streets in central London, across every town and city in the UK, or whether it be something along the lines of V for Vendetta. I have no idea. I don't know how things will kick off, but as David Betts says, things are not looking good. There's a lot of red flags that we see right now. Lots of incidents that are just telltale signs that civil war is going to be breaking out in the near future. So I just want to encourage everyone, it's a very short video, just encourage everyone to stay strong, to keep praying, because we need to pray. We need our prayers. We have to put on the whole armor of God. We're fighting a spiritual battle. This is a battle between good and evil. And this civil war I'm talking about is not going to be as simple as a conflict between left and right, a conflict between the native British working class and the Islamists or the LGBT woke agenda. It's going to be a battle between all sides. The Islamists are going to start persecuting the LGBT people and the community, sorry. And there's going to be a conflict between different sides with different interests. The LGBT community and the Islamic community, they have completely opposite values. So I don't see how they can be simpatico and form a homogenous alliance in any way, shape or form. So this civil war is going to get messy. It's not going to be as simple as one side versus the other. It's going to be on a whole different level. It's going to be a whole different ball game that's going to be tossed in our faces before we know it. It's going to happen all of a sudden. That's just my take on it. and that's the way David Betts predicts that it will, how it will start. But yeah, I just wanted to leave that for everyone. Speaking of civil war, I once had a colleague in my workplace. He said he was quite as interested as I am in politics and culture and what's going on in the news, especially in the UK. And he was saying there's no real point of going to these Tommy Robinson rallies or protesting and making your voice heard, because you know all of the odds are stacked against us. We can't get out of this this whole mess through the ballot box, and protesting and letting your voice be heard, even rioting as well, it doesn't really help. It doesn't do anything, it doesn't achieve anything. So we might as well wait for a revolution, for civil war to break out, and just for the system to restart, like a computer restarting, and let the violence and the bloodshed just pour out, and we just have to usher in a kind of a new system to emerge for society to restart in this country. And I just thought, what an absolute coward. You know, if you're watching this video, if you're my former colleague and you're watching this video, you're an absolute coward, because you're thinking that a revolution or a civil war is needed, but you're not the one to lead the revolution. You're not on the front lines to rally the people, to galvanize individuals together to lead the revolution, because you're a coward. Why aren't you the one who's leading a revolution? Why do you want to wait till things kick off just to see this country burn down? And then you'll be the one saying, it wasn't me, I had nothing to do with it. Just that level of apathy by some people, especially people in the middle class, especially people here in the West Country. They're just so, they have no idea what happens in Birmingham and London. They've never lived that kind of life as I have. So, you know, that's just kind of my opinion. But anyways, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think civil war will break out anytime soon? Will we really have a general election in 2029? Let me know. This is Guardian Most clocking out, and I'll see you next time.